Cork Dorks with Adam Montiel and Jeremy West, live from the California Mid-State Fair.
It's day number 1 of the California Mid-State Fair. Adam and Jeremy, the Cork Dorks, are broadcasting live from Mission Square. And to give you an idea whether you are in Mission Square, one of the many, many people filling the seats and the whole situation of Mission Square, or maybe you're listening on your radio, what it takes to put the Cork Dorks live here in Mission Square. We have Suzanne, Souzalooza Palooza. We got some cameras. We're broadcasting live on Facebook. We got the whole broadcast center. We got routers and tie lines, and then Jeremy's got this huge box with preamps. I mean, this is a technological. I mean, you thought Jeff Bezos did something by going to space the other day? Screw him. We got the Mission Square set up. We got Mark Adams' band going to be coming up afterwards. MCA's been doing. I recently had a conversation with Mark about his wardrobe for the night. He's got so many different rock outfits he can rock, and we kind of decided on one. I hope he chooses the one that I went with. But this is going to be a great night.
Is it Michael Jackson-esque? Because I know that's what you would go.
It's a little.
Like, bro, put the glove on.
Wear
the glove.
He's got rock and country, and he's got his vibes down so well and like so seamless. Where like he can rock kind of something that you'd think is country and it look good. He can rock something very rock that would look good. Like, I don't think he can do wrong. And the music, won't do wrong. It's going to be a great way to open the fair tonight.
I'm glad you brought him up because, what a local guy. Grew up in Templeton. Ledge is such a big deal. He knows, Justin, and he's with Justin at Saxum. And you talk about local. This is such a local area. Damien, I got to ask you, coming into something like a good old boys town, what was that like in the beginning for you? Because, there's a lot of people that kind of grew up here. They know things. It's not that anybody's against an outsider by any means, but there's definitely a community you kind of have to try to fit into, right?
When you came to Brecon Mountain, what was that like?
Yeah, right. I think it's completely the reverse, though.
Okay.
I've been other places, and that's what you do. When you graduate winemaking school, you wander off around the world, and you go
float around, you learn.
Go to La Perosa, you
get
go,
your education.
You go to southern Italy, whatever.
Yeah.
And, they've got generations and generations of winemaking families. Unless you actually own a winery, you're not in. But in Paso, it's like a little bit of Australia where you can lean up against the guy's pickup and you have a conversation over the fence, and, you've been here a few years and you're as local as anyone
remarkable?
else. And that's the wonderful thing about
Paso.
The
thing
is, in Australia, I think the only place you can have a conversation is over your fence right now.
But that is so true to this area, and it's not just in winemaking. It's the people here, because I know Adam and I are also transplants.
Right.
And, it's like when we moved here, he came out from Southern California. I came down from the Northwest.
And so
everybody was just,
welcoming,
literally, the first person that I talked to on the phone was like, if you need to stay at my house until you find a place, I will put you up. And I'm like, you don't even know me, lady. And this was some, 55-year-old wonderful woman who became my work mom.
She was drinking that Cougar Cooler.
Hashtag, what's up,
She was drinking that Cougar Cooler.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, Australia's the same.
Yeah.
You rock up fresh off the boat, and everyone's so welcome.
Great people here.
And it's a breath of fresh air, really, compared to a lot of places in the U.S. Yeah.
And it's got to be one of the reasons why this area is just shining right now. I mean, wine, spirits, even craft beer. I mean, everything is just so. The food game, Paso Robles, the hospitality game is so on point right now. And it's because of the people. I mean, everybody seems to work together for the common cause. Gary Eberly is one of the first ones that I remember talking about this. He says Paso first. And it's not just talking about an area, but it's talking about the people. It's talking about everything that happens here.
Or your labels, even down to your labels, right? Like, just make it about Paso. If you can make everything you do as a brand about Paso, because, for Eberly to succeed, Paso has to succeed. For Brecon to succeed, Paso's got to succeed.
But come on, Damien. There had to be one person that rubbed you the wrong way. There had to be one person that gave you a hard time. Was there not?
But
Rachel.
The small.
I won't. I know.
You're right about
Rachel rubbed him the wrong way.
You're right about the small community thing as well. My daughter just got a CIF final with the soccer. The whole Templeton High Street turned out, and there was 4 or 5 cops and a fire engine, and they were all giving the send off.
Oh my gosh!
And it was amazing, So it is small town America as well.
We are true gentlemen, that's for sure. Let's talk about this next wine in the glass. I got to tell you, I've already on my 3rd glass, Adam. This is my favorite wine today. I don't know if it's the weather. I don't know if it's the conditions. I don't know if it's that I've already had 5. But I tell you what, this one is really hitting a spot with me.
Well, I'm gonna get Rachel to explain a little bit about the wine, because it's very easy to mispronounce this wine. So make sure you get it correct. It's the Feral Underclass. Rachel will explain some of the other iterations we've had.
We hear, words blur together, and maybe reading glasses are left at home or in the car and things like that.
Federal underpants.
Federal underpants, feral underpass.
There you go.
We've heard a lot. We've heard a lot. So feral underclass is the official. Zin Petite Syrah.
What does that mean?
That's a
What is
fun
feral
combo.
underclass?
Isn't
What does
it?
that mean?
Where is that bottle? Let me make sure we give some to
Yeah,
Susan
yeah.
Luz.
It's right here.
It's in that bucket.
Nope, that's the haggis basher.
Nope.
Are you sure? I think she's more of a haggis basher.
I do want some of that for me.
I
though.
don't discriminate. I don't discriminate.
Talk about the name.
Yeah, so feral underclass. So I believe the story that I've heard, and again, I was not there myself, but a member of parliament in the UK actually referred to a group of people that was rioting at the time.
I
So
wasn't in the riots.
No, it
I'll
wasn't
say that
him.
right
Obviously,
now.
no.
It was not me.
Where were you January 6th?
Exactly. State your whereabouts here.
It's all right, bro. I'm not a writer either, man.
Yeah. No, you're not.
I'm
you're
just
not
a peaceful
protesting?
protester.
Yeah, exactly.
We called that instead. You're all good.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, a member of parliament referred to that group of people as like, oh, it's just the bloody feral underclass, and here we go. Feral, I also know, is a term for white trash in Australia.
That's like deplorables.
Exactly.
Remember back in the day we were
yes.
called, some folks were
Well,
called
the untouchables.
Yeah.
Some of us.
Some of us were called deplorables.
That's still my nickname.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say I can't relate, but
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sure. Yeah, I've heard stories.
But I feel you.
What does
Yeah.
that mean to you, Damien?
Look, I always choose names that mean something to us on a number of levels. So yeah, it tied in my British heritage with the riots.
Sure.
With the riots, sorry. Tied in the Australian heritage because they call everyone a feral over there. But this is a single vineyard wine from a statistician who's a very perfect gentleman, let's say. But they have this class system in grapes. It's called the noble varieties, and both Zinfandel and Petite Syrah are not one of them. So this is a finger up, if you like.
Yeah.
Is that like what you call like Nebbiolo? Like that's a noble fruit?
No.
That's
It's
different?
Cab, Sauvignon Blanc.
Okay.
Yeah, Merlot,
purebreds.
Cabernet, purebreds.
Right.
Yeah.
So there are this thing
This
called
is
the-
what we call in America
Right.
white trash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I hate to say that, but
Yeah, so we put one finger up at it. We put it in a reserve label, and we
Nice.
picked two varieties
Yep.
that are not in the Noble Wine Club, and so it fits on this whole number of levels.
Yeah.
Not
There's a lot of layers to the joke.
why aren't these two varieties respected?
They just way back
They're
when.
just
Yeah.
In France, when they were putting this class system together, Petite Syrah probably didn't even exist. It wasn't even.
Is it because they're younger, or is it?
Well, Zinfandel is an American thing. It was not really in France at the time, and Durif, which is Petite Syrah, probably wasn't even created. at
That's
that
why
time.
the
I thought
name
Zinfandel
was
came from
lame.
Croatia.
Durif.
Yeah, so Zin originally came from
Okay.
Croatia. Yeah.
Okay, so here's the thing about both these varieties. Not only is Zinfandel the California heritage grape, it's Paso's heritage grape, but also Petite Syrah. I mean, it grows so good in Paso, and you could even say, like, I mean, if there's one place that Petite Syrah grows best, it's probably Paso.
Right, and it has just these different iterations. It needs a bit of heat, so some of the ones over where we are on the east side can be absolutely fantastic. On the west side, you've got to let it hang to get past the sort of green notes. And so we couldn't get any of this vineyard. It always somewhere else. And I nagged him every year to get some of these grapes, and eventually said, hey, well, how about those port varieties over there? How about we grab them over to Petite Syrah, and then I get Petite Syrah? And he goes, okay, we'll do that. By the way, you've got to take some Zin as well. I go, what am I going to do with the Zin? I got some Zin. Anyway, and so it's a little
There's so much of it, right?
Yeah, it's a little like the last sandwich in that this Zin didn't fit with any of the other Zins, but I tell you what, it fitted with this Petite Syrah.
It's great.
Very
I mean,
well.
obviously, you put it in a reserve bottle. You must be very happy with it.
Yeah, and we always have. And again, this is something we give at least 6 to. Well, actually, this one's had near a 10 months bottle age before we release it.
It's
And
what we call here in America is the underdog, right?
Right.
And it is the underdog, and it is fantastic. And today it's tasting really well.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's beautiful.
Adam and I have always been big fans.
And the Petite Syrah right now, in the summer, would just be too much. But the Zin
Yeah.
freshens it up. It's dry grown, by the way. I forgot to mention that. So it's dry grown. It gets it's got great sippy acids.
So that means it's not trellised. It's what is it?
Dry farmed, you mean?
Yeah,
dry
farmed.
farmed?
Yeah. So you got to pick it when it's ready. You can't stick some water on to hold it back. It's got to come in. But it means
time.
the acids are usually a little brighter, which means it's perfect for the summer.
Gosh, that's great. That's Damien Grindley. We're talking about Brecken Estate. We're on Vineyard Drive, all right? We're just past Opelo out there to the right-hand side. It's been there. It's one of the oldest vineyards. If you haven't been there, it was the old Norman Vineyard way back in the day. If you've been here for a long time, you know what that's all about. It's a completely different, unique experience, and we're so happy to have you here in Paso Robles. I mean, it's not like that I have any reason to say welcome and thank you and whatever, but, I know that as far as what Adam and I do, we're really happy to have you on all the time, and we got another hour to go.
Yeah, the reason we bought it way back when is it's pretty much as close to the ocean as you can get, while still being on the main block of calcareous soil, which is very key to our wine, because I'm a caver. I love calcareous soil.
Yeah, you're a caver.
Now, there are obviously wineries further west, like, Justin and what have you, but they're no closer to the ocean because the ocean bends around as well. And so we're what I like to say is
what a unique area, too, to grow. I mean, we get the ocean influence so much, the calcareous. He's a caver. We're going to talk more about that caving coming up. We got Rachel here. BreckenEstate.com is the website, 46 West and Vineyard. We're going to get out to Vineyard Drive to check these wines out. We'll be right back. We're going to go up on stage. We got Mark Adams coming up at 7 o'clock tonight. We're in Mission Square. Come on by and say hi. It's the Cork Dorks here, live at the California